Good morning, boys. Class 11. In our last class, we have discussed about Charles' law and Boyle's law and Avogadro's law. Today, I am going to start from the original form of Charles' law in our third video, video number 3. That day, we have written that Vt equals to V0 by 273.15 into T plus V0. Remember, here it is volume of the gas at temperature T degree centigrade. This T denotes temperature in degree centigrade and V0 denotes the volume of the gas at 0 degree centigrade. According to Charles' law, if you increase the temperature by 1 degree centigrade, the volume will be increased by 1 by 273.15 times of its volume at 0 degree centigrade. So, if you increase the temperature by T degree centigrade and you want to measure the volume of the gas at T degree centigrade, then V0 by 273.15 times of T, but this is T by 273.15 times of V0, this much volume will increase. Similarly, if you want to find the volume of the gas at minus T degree centigrade, that will be equal to V0 by 273.15 into minus T, that is minus T. Here you write the minus sign plus V0. So, if you decrease the temperature by T degree centigrade, then this much amount of volume will be decreased, will be less from the volume of the gas at 0 degree centigrade. Now see, we are writing Vt, this is equal to taking this one V0 by 273.15 common, this is common, we are getting T plus 273.15. So see it here, if you take this one as common, then T plus 273.15, this will come here. Now as you know that this is centigrade temperature plus 273.15, this is equal to Kelvin temperature, that we write capital T equals to T plus 273.15. Therefore, this can be written in this way, Vt equals to V0 by 273.15 into capital T. So, see, that means volume of a gas at 0 degree centigrade, any amount of gas at 0 degree centigrade under constant pressure, it is a constant quantity. Therefore, you can write that Vt is directly proportional to the Kelvin temperature. So, volume of a gas is directly proportional to its Kelvin temperature. You can write it, you can drop this subscript from here. Volume of the gas is directly proportional to its Kelvin temperature. See it here. Now, when the temperature is, if you write this expression, this is the Charles' law, original form of the Charles' law. So, if you take the centigrade temperature as minus 273.15, when centigrade temperature equals to minus 273.15 degree centigrade. So, from Charles' law, from here you can see that volume of the gas at minus 273.15 degree centigrade will be reduced to 0. See it here, volume of the gas at minus 273.15 degree centigrade. That means if you put here minus 273.15, then this term will be minus V0 plus V0. That means volume will reduce to 0. That's why it has been told that this is the minimum temperature that can be attained by a gas. The minimum attainable temperature by a gas is minus 273.15 degree centigrade. At this temperature, volume of all gases becomes 0. That means the gas will not be in the gaseous state, the gas will lose its gaseous state. Volume reduces to 0 means there will be no molecules in the gaseous state. That means actually theoretically you can say that this is the temperature at which the gas loses its state, gaseous state, means it will turn to liquid. That is the concept behind it. Now see boys, the minimum attainable temperature is minus 273.15 degrees centigrade. So this temperature is known as 0 Kelvin. So 0 Kelvin equals to minus 273.15 degrees centigrade. This has been taken as 0 Kelvin in Kelvin scale. So 0 Kelvin is the minimum attainable temperature by the gas, and therefore there is no concept of negative value of Kelvin scale. There is no concept of negative value of Kelvin scale. You must remember it. Another point is, at this temperature, the volume of the gases reduces to 0, and practically we have seen before reaching to minus 273.15 degrees centigrade, almost all the gases turn into liquid. That means this is the minimum temperature, lowest temperature it has been told. But what we see for the real gases, most of the real gases, almost all the real gases, they turn to liquid before reaching to this temperature, before reaching to 0 Kelvin. Okay? Now, this is the original statement. From original statement we have derived this relation, and this is the alternative statement of Charles' law. You can state Charles' law alternatively, that volume of a given amount of gas under constant pressure is directly proportional to its Kelvin temperature, directly proportional to its Kelvin temperature. This is alternative statement of Charles' law. Now, see the graphical representation of Charles' law. If you draw a graph, temperature in centigrade versus volume, temperature in degree centigrade versus volume. This is volume temperature graph. Temperature in degree centigrade, this is 0 degree centigrade, minus 100 degree centigrade, 200 degree centigrade, 300 degree centigrade, like this. Similarly, here it is minus 100 degree centigrade, minus 200 degree centigrade, minus 300 degree centigrade, like this. So if you draw a graph, centigrade temperature versus volume of the gas, given amount of gas under constant pressure, remember here N and P kept constant. Now this is, you will see the graph, nature of the graph looks like this, and with the increase in temperature, the volume of the centigrade temperature, volume of the gas increases. With the increase in centigrade temperature, volume of the gas increases. So this graph has a positive slope. If you extend the graph like this, extend it backward to the negative temperature, you will see that here it touches the temperature axis, This temperature is the minimum temperature. This is minus 273.15 degrees centigrade. So at minus 273.15 degrees centigrade, the volume of the gas reduces to 0. See it here. This is the volume centigrade temperature plot, and which indicates clearly the slope of this line, slope equals to V0 by 273.15. This is the slope, because you know the Charles law, original form of the Charles law, that is Vt equals to V0 by 273.15 into T plus V0. Now you are plotting a graph, volume versus temperature. These and these are taken as function. So this is similar to y equals to mx plus c. It's a straight line, y and x, m is the slope, slope equals to V0 by 273.15 plus C, y-intercept, this is equal to V0. So, this is y-intercept, this is equal to V0, y-intercept, this value equals to V0. So, this is equal to V0. V0 means volume of the gas at 0 degree centigrade. Y equals to mx plus C type of graph is here. So, here volume versus temperature in centigrade, this graph according to Charles' law is presented before you. Now, if you draw volume versus temperature graph, capital T means Kelvin temperature, volume versus Kelvin temperature, it will be a straight line passing through origin, because you know that V is equal to what we have derived, V0 by 273.15 into capital T. You have derived this. So, this is y equals to mx type of graph, y equals to mx type of graph. So, volume versus absolute temperature, Kelvin temperature, this is a straight line passing through origin. As the temperature increases, volume increases. So, if you plot the graph at different pressure is constant here. Suppose this is drawn at pressure P2, under pressure P2. So, if you draw the graph at different pressure for the same amount of gas, see it is under P1, this is under P3, that means the plot has been, this volume versus temperature graph has been drawn at constant pressure P1, constant pressure P2, constant pressure P3. So, you will see that with the P1, P2, P3, the relation is P3 is less than P2, P2 is less than P1. So, P3 means the minimum pressure, that is why at a given temperature the volume is higher. P1 is the maximum pressure, so at a given temperature the volume of the gas is lower. So, that is why if you draw different graphs under different condition of pressure, you will have this nature. Here P3 is less than P2, less than P1. So, this is all about Charles' law, volume versus Kelvin temperature, volume versus centigrade temperature, original form of Charles' law, alternative form of Charles' law, this is alternative form. Okay, boys. Now, see, there is a simple relation between pressure and temperature given by Gay-Lussac. Gay-Lussac suggested that pressure for a given amount of gas at a constant volume, if you don't change the volume, then pressure is directly proportional to the Kelvin temperature. So, this is Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law states that, so let me write, Gay-Lussac's law states that pressure is directly proportional to the Kelvin temperature for a given amount of gas under constant volume. So, volume is kept constant, the amount of gas is kept constant, and if you go on increasing the pressure, the temperature of the gas will increase. So, pressure is directly proportional to T. So, this is a very common sense, you have observed it. When you insert air in a cycle, you will see that the ball peen becomes hot after some time. This is because when the volume becomes constant, that means the tire is not enlarging anymore, and you are giving inserting more and more air to it, then temperature rise you will notice in the ball peen. If you touch it, you will see the ball peen is very hot. So, this is pressure temperature relation. If pressure is changed from P1 to P2, temperature is changed from T1 to T2, then P1 by P2 equals to T1 by T2. This relation for two cases you can obtain. Similarly, in Charles' law, at a temperature T1, volume of the gas is V1, at temperature T2, volume of the gas is V2. Therefore, you can write that V1 by T1 equals to V2 by V1 by T1 equals to V2 by T2. Similarly, here you can also write P1 by T1 equals to P2 by T2, or P1 by P2 equals to T1 by T2. These are the two cases. These type of problems may come in the examination. At a given this temperature, the pressure of the gas is this. What will be the pressure or what will be the temperature under pressure P2? You can calculate it, keeping the other two parameters constant. Now, today we are going to the next part, that is combined gas equation, or what you say ideal gas equation. Combined gas equation, this can be derived, or ideal gas equation can be derived by combining Boyle's law, Avogadro's law and Charles' law. So this is Boyle's law, volume inversely proportional to the pressure, here N and T constant. This is Boyle's law. Charles' law states that volume directly proportional to Kelvin temperature, here N and P kept constant. And Avogadro's law states that volume is directly proportional to the number of moles when temperature and pressure kept constant. So these are the three important laws that we have already discussed: Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law. This is Boyle's law, this is Charles' law, this is Avogadro's law. If you combine these three laws, volume same quantity varies with different quantities, then the same quantity will also vary with their products, N into T into 1 by P, with their products. So see, after combining we get this one. So V is proportional to N into T into 1 by P, that is V equals to a constant appears. This constant is known as universal gas constant. It is denoted by capital R N T by P, and rearranging we get PV equals to nRT. This relation, I think most of you might be knowing it, that PV equals to nRT. This relation is known as ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation means the gases which will obey Boyle's law, Charles' law, they will also obey ideal gas equation. But in fact, there is no gas which is perfectly ideal. That means Boyle's law, Charles' law is not properly obeyed at all condition of pressure and temperature, and that's why ideal gas is also not properly obeyed at all temperature and pressure. There will be deviation, you will observe deviation. In our next video, we will talk about the deviation from ideal behavior. Today we are telling PV equals to nRT. This equation is mostly obeyed by almost all the real gases under a range of temperature and pressure. So what is our range? That ordinary range of temperature and pressure, most of the gases, real gases, existing gases obey ideal gas equation. That's why we cannot deny its importance. This is a very important relation. You can say that for a given amount of gas, PV by T equals to constant. For a given amount of gas, if N is constant, for a given amount of gas, PV by T is a constant because R is a gas constant. Therefore, PV by T is a constant. That means you can have this relation P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 by T2. This relation, see, when all the factors are variables, pressure, volume, temperature, they are all variables, only the amount of gas is kept constant, then you can have this relation. Suppose at a given temperatures, this temperature, volume of the gas is this, under pressure this. What will be the volume of the gas when the pressure is made 4 times, temperature is decreased by 20 degrees centigrade, like this? You can apply this relation P1 V1 by T1, P2 V2 by T2. This relation is valid when all the three parameters are variable, only the amount of gas is kept constant there. So, ideal gas equation PV equals to nRT. Here you must know what is R. R is universal gas constant. So, universal gas constant, this value of R is very important here. So, we must see the value of R here first. we generally use the value of R at STP condition. STP condition, the value of R is calculated. So, value of R, value of gas constant R at STP condition. You know, at STP temperature is 0 degree centigrade and pressure is 1 atmospheric pressure. So, 1 atmospheric pressure, 0 degree centigrade, value of R at STP for 1 mole gas, 1 mole of any gas. Now see, you know from this relation R equals to PV by NT, PV by NT. This is R. So STP condition pressure is 1 atm, volume of the gas of 1 mole of gas, because we are calculating for 1 mole, volume of 1 mole of gas, molar volume 22.4 liter by temperature N equals to 1 mole, temperature equals to 0 degree centigrade, 273.15 Kelvin. So see, R has a big unit. This if you calculate it, it will be it can be rounded up to 0.082 liter atmosphere mole inverse Kelvin inverse. This is the unit of R. Liter atmosphere mole inverse Kelvin inverse is the unit of R, and the value of R at STP for 1 mole gas is 0.082 liter atmosphere mole inverse Kelvin inverse. This value is generally used in the calculation of the amount of gas, in the calculation of pressure and temperature. Mostly you will apply this value. However, you know that liter atmosphere, this is liter atmosphere, this one is an energy term. Energy term, PV is an energy term, pressure into volume is energy term. So you can also calculate the value of R in SI unit. In SI unit, if you want to calculate the value of R, it will be SI unit. If you want to calculate, R equals to pressure, 1 atmospheric pressure, you know what is the value in SI unit, 101325 Newton per meter square. 101, last class our calculation was wrong. I have discussed it in our lecture class. So 101325 rounded up value Newton per meter square. This is the 1 atmospheric pressure at STP into volume. Volume equals to 22.4 liter. Further you have to convert the unit of volume from liter to meter cube. So convert it to meter cube into 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube by N 1 mole SI unit of mass into temperature 273.15 Kelvin. 273.15, 0 degree centigrade in Kelvin scale. So here you see, if you calculate this one, it will be rounded up to 8.314, and what is the unit left? Newton and meter, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. What I was talking, that PV, pressure volume, is an energy term. Look at the energy term, 8.314 Newton meter. Newton meter equals to joule. Therefore you can write 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin. So this is another value of R in SI unit, and you will mostly use this value in thermodynamics chapter, chemical equilibrium chapter, because these chapters are related to energy. But in the states of matter, you will mostly use this value, because in this chapter it is mostly handled with liter in volume and atmosphere in pressure. That's why this unit will be mostly used in this chapter. Now we have seen the two values of R in STP and R in STP in standard unit. There's two values of R. Okay. Now you see calculations for numerical problems, solving numerical problems. I am telling you some suggestion that what are the numerical problems that you will solve. You will solve numerical problems related to Boyle's law, Charles' law and ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation equals PV equals to N at T. PV equals to N at T can be written in different form. PV equals to N at T. Because you know N is the number of moles of the gas, so PV equals to given weight of the gas by molar mass into RT. So this formula is better because weight of the gas, if weight of the gas is given, molar mass of the gas is known, then you can find the other parameters. Or if P is known, V is known, temperature is known, weight of the gas is known, you can find out the molar mass of the unknown gases. The another way of writing it, P equals to W by V into RT by M. W is the weight in gram and V is the volume in centimeter cube if you say centimeter cube, or in liter, then this term stands for density of the gas. So P equals to dRT by M. This is another form, density of the gas. Density of the gas when it is given in gram per liter, gram per centimeter cube, then you can apply this formula. P equals to dRT by M, PV equals to W by M into RT, PV equals to nRT. These are the different forms of the ideal gas equation. So next class we will see some problems related to gas equations, and also we will go to the next section, that is kinetic theory of gases. Okay boys, thank you.